Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of Solar Sidekicks. My name is Lauren Seconti and I'm joined by the ever-good Pat Southwell. How are we?
Thanks, Lauren. Thank you. Great intro, that one. Thanks very much for that.
Changing it up?
Yeah, it was good. Really good. Great to be here again for another episode.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yep, it's our recording day. Love it a lot. Before we start, let's acknowledge the traditional landowners of where we're recording this today, and that is the Boon Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to all elders, past, present, and emerging. Got that one out again.
Me too. I will get there.
That's all right. There's plenty of time.
It's a tongue twister.
Plenty of time. Well, we're back in the temporary studio for now. My boom arm turned up and microphone. So here we are with another guest.
Mm-hmm.
So today's guest, Brad Teasdale from Teaslec. Teaslec. Sorry.
Also a tongue twister.
It is a little bit.
Yeah.
Welcome, Brad. Welcome to our studio, and thanks for coming on this episode.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's long time listener, so glad to be on it.
Oh,
yeah.
yay.
Yeah, good stuff. So you got into a bit of season 1 as well, did you? You listened to a bit of that?
Yeah, and I even went back a bit. Because I came in midway and went back to the old ones as well. So
you're a good boy.
Yeah, lots of driving around, so plenty of time to listen.
Yes. It actually is the best time to listen to a podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in the car. And then you get calls left, right and centre.
Yes, you get interrupted a lot, but that's all right.
Pause, rewind. What did they say? What did I miss?
Yep.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Well, Brad, you let's go a little bit through your journey. You've been in the solar industry for a little while now. Run and own your own solar business.
Yeah, we're going to our 11th year now, I believe. So,
Wow.
yeah, electrical business was our core.
Yeah.
And then we've added solar probably about 8 years ago, I think. So,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I actually wanted to ask you about that. So there's a lot of businesses that do solar just sort of a little bit on the side. There's a bunch that only do solar. Some do mostly solar and just a few things here and there. Where do you fit in that spectrum?
Yeah, we're probably 50-50. I find the electrical really anchors us in. Solar can be up and down at times, depending on the economy and other things going on. So there's always that fallback, and I think clients like that we're electricians as well. So we like to keep that mix, and solar is something we're really passionate about. That came on a bit later in the game, but it's really sort of taken hold of our business now. So,
awesome. Do you find that when you're going out to site to install solar, and a customer might come out and say, "I think I need a few lights fixed, and I need a power point fixed"?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's when we can make a sale out of that, because we say, we'll put 4 downlights in for you as a bit of a freebie. And they love that. So,
yeah, we get that all the time. It's so funny.
So you're finding like the diversification or the electrification of everyone's homes now is helping your business because you can now do EV chargers. I don't know if you're dabbling in solar hot water or anything like that, but there's other offerings you can now
absolutely
give your customers.
So the heat pumps and EVs, like you said, there's a lot of things going on, and usually it can be a mains upgrade and 3-phase mains upgrade as well. So there's been a lot of times where it's been a big transaction.
Oh wow!
Job.
Full
with
package.
solar and everything. It's
Oh,
fantastic.
let's go back to start. When did you start? So you're an electrician by trade.
Yes.
That's how a lot of people got into this industry. Not all, but there's a lot of people that have got into it.
Yeah.
What made you become an electrician? Where'd you do your apprenticeship and all those sort of things?
So my dad was a plumber, irrigation, so I used to go to work with him on the holidays, and I loved how he would go to different places and see different clients, and I wanted to be a bit different to him, so I chose the electrical field.
Good choice.
Yeah, it was good. I'm glad I did. Yep, so that was great.
Yep.
But I got that experience from him to sort of motivate me to get into the trades, and got an apprenticeship when I was 18, and that was a commercial company, Acton Electrical in the city, which is cool. So,
So you're doing union sites and those sort of things first up?
Union sites, but I was sort of lucky where we were going. I was put in the service van a lot, so I would do some domestic work in there as well. So I was sort of getting paid EBA for domestic work.
But you're missing side allowance and all that sort of those little perks, aren't you? That's the thing with doing the service. The work's probably a bit more fun, but you're not getting side allowance, height allowance. What is it? Mud money.
Yeah.
All the
Show up to work money. It's ridiculous. They get looked after like gold.
At least you get your 36-hour weeks and stuff. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good times. And then sort of moved on to City Power and did that for 3 months, but it wasn't for me. Like, it was just a bit more slower paced, and I'm very I don't like to sit down too long, and like to keep busy, and just wasn't for me. So I went back into the electrical field. So
right. What sort of stuff were you doing at the networks?
So that was the electrician to linesman program.
Oh,
So
right.
we could have got our linesman ticket in 2 years instead of 4 years.
Oh,
But
right.
I couldn't last the 2 years. So, yeah,
Too
moved on.
boring.
Yeah, well, I loved electrical and bounced back into that. And then, went back to another employer for a year or two and then hated being told what to do. So I thought I know better and I'll start my own business.
Yeah.
It's pretty much how everyone starts, isn't it?
So I noticed in the notes we exchanged to get all this podcast sorted out, you mentioned that you're like, oh, sort of thought I knew better, and that's what was the catalyst, I suppose, of you working for yourself.
Yeah. I think that it just started when I got qualified and I was getting more experience. Then I was sort of having some run-ins with some foremans and things like that. And, I was starting to build up the work on the side, on the weekends and stuff like that. So that was I was looking forward to doing that instead of being at, work. So
Sounds like a very hard-working man.
yeah, definitely. I overwork myself sometimes, but that's part of it.
Join the club.
That's it. Most of us are.
Yeah.
Yeah, fitting in well in the solar industry, I think. That's for sure. Yeah, so you decided to go out on your own. Got your contractor's ticket.
Yeah, got all that. And look, the catalyst for starting as well was my girlfriend at the time for 3 or 4 years was diagnosed with a muscle illness at that time, which wasn't affecting her right then, but there was a forecast that it will later on. So we wanted to create a business so then she could work in the business as well. And
that's awesome.
yeah, it gives us flexibility. Although back then I thought it'd be a lot easier, but it was a lot harder running a business than I thought. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And did that give you that flexibility? Were you able to build that?
Early on, yeah, but then
Yeah.
you throw a couple of kids in there, and the business got bigger, and we had really good growth from that 2013, 14 to 2020 really, but just before COVID, it went really busy. So I found myself a bit overrun, trying to balance everything, work life and business. But yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, they were sort of, they were difficult times around that 2020 period.
Yeah, exactly. And it felt like, the 2020 was okay, but then we got to 21 and then things started to unwind. A couple of builders went down. My wife's health took a turn for the worst. Well, not the worst, but, a bit harder. And, we've got kids there as well. And yeah, trying to balance all that with work as well. Definitely got into a bit of a dark patch there for a couple of years, and we came out of it in 22 and realised the amount of damage that actually happened. So we had to step back and sort of evaluate and go back down a little bit in size. But it's a bit like pruning a tree and waiting for the regrowth, which is happening now. So
Yeah,
Everything
okay.
happens for a reason, I say.
it does.
I'm a
Yeah.
huge believer of that. So
Yep. And I've learned some massive lessons over that hard period too. So definitely stronger for it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's some wise words there. Well, where'd you go to trade school?
Swinburne in Wanturna.
In Wanturna?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. How was that? Was that good?
Yeah, it was so long ago, but yeah.
I have to ask, how old are you?
I'm 34. Yeah.
What?
I've got a baby face. I'm trying to grow a moustache at the moment.
I don't need to yell into that.
But yeah, I
Oh
started
my
quite
gosh,
young.
you look so young.
Yeah, and that's what clients. I turn up to
Wow.
clients' houses and they're like, they don't
you
think
be
I'm
on
the
the
boss.
roof?
You're just some kid.
Yeah. I even had a kid wanting a first year apprenticeship coming into my warehouse, and he was looking at me like, "Oh, is the boss here?" And I'm like, "I'm the guy." Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, that's funny. There you
Good
go.
moisturizer, maybe. I don't know.
Tell us your secrets. Oh, that's good. No, very, very good. Yeah. So the reason I was asking about your apprenticeship, I know your business in Box Hill, is that right?
Yeah,
where you're
Box Hill
running
North. Yeah, so just off the freeway there. It's handy for the guys to pop in and out with their vans. So
Yeah, that's easy. I thought maybe you might have gone to Box Hill TAFE, but
No.
did you consider that?
No, well, I grew up around the Croydon, Bayswater North area, so it's
Okay.
more, central to Wanturna.
A little bit closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Yeah, good stuff. All right, and then you, when did you get your accreditation? Do you remember what year that was?
Yeah, I think it was 2015 or 2016.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, these numbers aren't making sense in my head. You're too young.
It was a long, it feels like a long time ago. I think it was a long
See, for me, that doesn't seem like 2015 seems like just yesterday. Like it really
Oh my
does.
God.
It really does. Oh, I know. It was.
I was still in school. I'm
Yeah.
2000 baby.
Oh,
Like, so, even when you guys talk about the golden days, and just thinking, what was I doing back then? Oh yeah, I was probably doing VCE. Or
Yeah. There was an industry that was growing and going up and down and up and down. Like we talk about the solar coaster. It's actually a thing. It's been happening for years and years and years.
I just came in at a good time.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been going up, 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 up.
Yeah, that's right.
But I do look back to that time when we got the accreditation. I said to the boys, right, we're going to do solar now. was quite funny. We all got up on the roof and we had no idea what we were doing. Like we had an idea, but it was definitely
definitely a learning experience, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And
You've never done it before as well. It's kind of just like, oh, okay.
And you do your TAFE course for it and everything like that, but you really don't learn until you start getting
that doesn't really prepare you for doing it. You need to actually start doing it, and you need to make some mistakes, I reckon, and know how to fix them up and all those sort of things.
Yeah, especially with an inspector, you know, you miss this and then you learn from it for next time. So
absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely, I found that too when I started in 2009. That was the way and there was even less training around then. You'd sort of get thrown into it.
Yep.
And that's just the way it was. But having said that, the standard of work wasn't as high then. The requirement wasn't as high. Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. It's much harder to do an install now, and you've got to be much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
You used to be able to slap it together a little bit. Now you sort of need to be able to, you need to be an IT professional to be able to.
You do, yeah.
Get it all commissioned.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. So what about putting teams on? When did you get to the stage? Because you would have been doing, so you maybe you did it a little bit different to other people. So you already had teams before you started doing solar. Is that right?
Well, we were a pretty small team. I think we had 4 or 5 at the time doing electrical. So then we started doing the solar, and then the turnover started increasing, and then we put some more people on, and it grew from there. So, you know, and that came with education. Like more money was coming in the door, and I started to get not a big ego, but I thought, oh, how good's this? You know, and then, you know, you have that moment like when the pandemic hit, and then all that. Not just one thing, but heaps of things happen at once, and it was quite a humbling experience. So, yeah, we grew a bit too fast in that period and stepped back a bit, and now we're probably back in that growth phase, which is awesome. With all the lessons as well. So, yeah.
Gearing up for round 2.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, there's a lot of confidence back in the market, I feel like, this year. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Interesting. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's right. I think we enter this year maybe thinking it's going to be a little bit like last year, but maybe a bit, I don't know, maybe the downward trend might be a bit softer, hopefully. I think people are going to be a bit more prepared for a bit of a downturn in winter and know a little bit more how to deal with it. That's my feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, what do you reckon? Is that how you see it?
Yeah, I think we've had the last year or two, which is the economy's been a bit different and people have got used to that now, and I feel like they've got to that level, that benchmark level, and we can see some hope. Interest rates, you know, we just had a cut, and there's probably going to be another 1 or 2, hopefully. So
start getting easier.
Yeah, so that'll hopefully just prop everything up, which will be good.
Interesting. It's going to be an interesting year, I think, for the solar industry. We'll have to see. So, what about you training your teams and that sort of stuff? Like, how do you go about it? Are you do you like to be hands on? Do you like to do a lot of stuff online, or do you like to just sort of stay with them and check their work? Like, what's your best approach, you think, to training good tradespeople?
I'm very interested in this as well.
Yeah, look, I think it's the team you have as well. Like, I'm very lucky to have, you know, a handful of good A grades they're very passionate in what they do, and they develop themselves as well. So as well as we have group chats and talks and check out jobs, they're always evolving too and trying to be better as well. So that's probably the key to it, just having good staff that want to be better. Yeah.
How many people in your team?
We're sitting at 11 now. So
on the tools?
On the tools, probably 8.
Okay.
7, 8. Yeah. Yep. But we use a team of subcontractors as well for any overflow, but it's about getting that balance right. You don't want to have too many in-house staff at one point, and then there's not enough work out there. So
it's always a balance when you got subbies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Knowing how much work to give them, how much you can give them, and then they might start relying on you a little bit, and then they might not be getting work. It's really hard.
It is.
It's really hard. So
these subbies, that they aren't exclusive to you, they have to work elsewhere as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. But we make sure whoever we work with is trusted.
Yeah, of course.
So they're basically trusted partners as well. But
that's exactly how we roll.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
We don't have in-house though. Yeah, we had in-house for a little bit and didn't really go too well. So
I'm hearing a lot of different things. Like, you know, it's really hard to have in-house staff all the time because you've got that pressure of trying to get that work all the time. Yeah.
We also, our PV department is female run, and we found that when we were brought in our in-house team, they were just walking all over us. They weren't giving us the time of day. So that's when we kind of thought,
is that right?
Do this. It was pretty.
What do you reckon was behind that? Like, just, I don't know.
I think back then I probably wasn't as educated on the technical side of things. I didn't really understand it as much. I was pretty new into that install role and that front house role. So you kind of put your trust in them, and if I'll honestly say I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And then when it started coming through on the back end and the compliance end and everything was getting defected, I'm like, what is going on here? So, we just thought it's actually not cost effective to have our own in-house team. We'd rather sub it out and then deal with one or two subbies, and then that's our main point of contact. Something goes wrong, you've got one person to deal with rather than a full team. Sorry, I know that's how you do it.
No,
It's I've got a mix, and I do agree, because there is that disconnect between the installers and then the admin and the operating staff as well. So I try and bridge that, but there is that disconnect of, if they're out on the roof in 40 or 30 degree heat, and then I'm in the air conditioning office and telling them something, it doesn't go down well. But but and subbies, you've got your costs that you can fix. You know how much a job's going to take, whereas in-house can be, sorry mate, we took a wrong turn and it's taken half a day extra in terms of installation. Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, it's always been the, I suppose, the conundrum with businesses in solar. Like, do you grow your subbies, or do you grow your in-house, or do you keep the combination? A combination, I think, is good. If you can manage that, I think that's a really good way to do it, not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to do it.
It can, look, we've been up into the teens, and that's when it gets a bit, very hard to manage. And that was during that 2020, 21 period. We were growing at the wrong time and having that many staff. Yeah. The pressure of trying to keep them busy, and then could we work, could we not work?
That's right.
I look back at that and I just think that was so crazy.
Yeah.
Especially, how did we get through that?
Yeah. Especially through winter as well, when there's not much work around.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Lauren, how does your team like manage that? Like, when do you ever have client expectation where they think it might, like they might think they're getting an in-house team and you're like, oh no, it's actually subbies, but they're close partners. Like, do you ever find that's an issue? Or
a lot of the times.
You've got to manage that kind of expectation.
Absolutely. Sometimes we, I guess depending on the client, because we work in the builder market, they've got trades coming to their house left, right and centre. So it does make it a little bit easier. But
that's it. Like, all tilers normally are subbies, or all plasterers, they're going to be subbies too. Right. So,
but sometimes they do get their back up a little bit and go, I've got this person at my site and you're from 6-star plus, so what's the go here? So we do make it when it's booked in and there's direct client communication, not with the supervisor anymore. That's when we will tell the client, hey, actually, it's so-and-so from this team. We're directly affiliated with them. They're our partner, blah, blah, blah. So most supervisors, they know because we've been dealing with them for X amount of years. But we do like to keep it pretty transparent with our customers.
Yeah.
We're not hiding anything.
I think that comes from like a lot of marketing in-house teams from other companies as well.
Yeah. And we deck them out with uniform. Like, they've got our 6-star plus uniform on. Like, we'll give them anything that they need. If they want to wear it, they can. If they want to wear their team, they can. So
fair enough.
For a while, one of them actually bought one of our vans, so he was rocking up to the site.
Oh, really?
Well, the only difference is the pay structure. If you're managing the subby the same way you were with an in-house team,
it's the same
difference.
Yeah. It makes it easier for our admin staff as well. So
I think that's a good thing. Like, maybe treating them a bit more like employees. If you do have a subbies team, treating them like employees. And the other thing is, like, as far as workplace health and safety goes, if you've got subbies and something happens as far as safety goes, WorkSafe are going to look at them as employees. They're going to treat them as employees. You can't just say, oh, they're a subbie, they're off doing their own thing. They're subcontracting work to you. WorkSafe are going to come down on you as the primary contractor as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I think that's right. You need to have the good relationships with your subbies. Yeah. That's what it's all about. Absolutely.
Definitely.
They're right there. They're representing your company. So got to put your time and effort into them. It's good.
Yeah. No, very good. No, that's good. And how do you feel like you keep your employees engaged at the moment? How do you keep them engaged in the work and in the business? Especially, well, like today's the last day of summer. It's been a pretty hot summer.
Yeah.
It's been the hottest one in a few years. We've had a couple of shockers, and this one's been, we've had a lot of days around 35 degrees where it's, that's really hot on the roof. How have you kept them engaged and interested at this difficult time to be out working?
Yeah, you're right. The last year was probably the wettest summer we had, so it's been really hot and dry, which is good production in terms of my perspective. But the guys, I mean, I just try and look after them as best as I can. Like we're probably going to have more toolboxes. That's probably one way of keeping them engaged, but communicating them, helping where it can. Obviously, I can be time poor as well, but when I can give them a chop out with organising material or whatever they need, be there for them. Look, there are times where you have to work in that heat and work pretty hard, but some days you just got to finish a bit earlier if it's too hot. And
exactly.
And try and rotate the staff a lot, because we've got the electrical side.
Yep.
Don't try and flog the whole team on solar.
I was just about to ask as well. Do you rotate your crews and do
Yeah.
So is it just domestic work and then solar as well? You just shuffle them around? Really?
Yeah, we do a little bit of light commercial stuff, like, when a commercial thing comes up.
course.
But yeah, we try and shuffle, especially the apprentices as well, because they've got to get that mix of experience sometimes for us as well.
Yeah, well, it'd be a lot nicer, like if you're on a team that's doing like a nice air-conditioned office fit-off, compared to being out on a hot black
and they'd probably send
roof.
each other selfies, like on the side where the other ones are baking somewhere.
Yeah, and I'm sure and then they'll be sending images back when the ones that are actually out on the roofs, then they get heated off, and then they can laugh at the guys that still have to keep working.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, they'll probably just want to go home themselves. Yeah.
They'll probably
Have a bit of banter.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, I think it's just about time for our first break. When we come back, I reckon we're going to unpack a little bit of stuff about mental health, I reckon. We've got a few questions about that, haven't we, Lauren? About mental health and how we deal with those sort of challenges. And a little bit of future about where you think solar and batteries are sort of going in the next, I don't know, let's talk next 5 years or so. Interesting timeline. So
lovely.
Yeah, we'll see how that all goes. All right. We will be right back in just a few moments.
Hey solar installers, struggling to keep up with CPD requirements? At Southwell Solar Training, we're here to make it simple. Our online courses are designed to give you the knowledge you need without the sales pitch. With an affordable subscription, you'll unlock access to our growing library of technical courses, covering everything from inspecting older systems to spotting installation defects. Learn at your own pace, earn CPD points, and stay ahead in the industry. Join us today and start learning smarter, not harder. Visit www.southwellsolartraining.com.au and get your CPD the easy and affordable way.
We are back from a little break, or I should say we are in session. I was just telling the lads I want to gavel, and you guys can see me on camera. And I feel like I'm the judge or something.
Sitting at the end of the table.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
We can organise one. I can.
Yes, please.
Actually, I reckon downstairs I've got the little mallet thing that for knocking in my cricket bat. I reckon I've got that downstairs. Maybe I should go get that after this section. Yeah. Very good. All right. Well,
had a nice little break. I'm very excited for this next block of the podcast. It's something that's also very special to me, and that is your mental health and wellness. So we got a few questions for you.
Lovely.
Yeah. So how do you, Brad? How do you keep your own mental health in check? Is there anything that you do in your personal life or whatever to be able to keep on top of things? Like solar's crazy. It's really crazy. Like we're always running around like a million miles an hour. Even if people say they don't, we know they are.
No one sits still, like we said before.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But you're also running a crew as well.
Yep.
You have a family to run. You got a bit on.
Yes, it's a lot. Yep, definitely. No, it's definitely a juggling act.
Yeah.
And I'd be lying saying that I'm on top of it because it's something you always got to keep check on. But
Yeah,
I think just trying to switch off when you can, the meditation and all the usual stuff like that helps.
into meditating, are you?
Yeah, a little bit, but not in a kumbaya sort of sense, but just like side of the road, I'm feeling stressed out, put some music on and chill for 20 minutes. That makes a big difference. But like I like to keep fit, all that sort of stuff, gym stuff, which is good. But it is a hard thing to manage, and like my circumstances are a little bit different to others as well, with home life and health struggles with my wife as well, and 2 young kids, managing that as well. So it's usually a battle to have enough time in the business as well as the family as well. So
yeah, right. How do you go with the parenting? Like, because running a business and parenting, I find is when you put those two things together, it can be difficult.
Don't get yourself in trouble, Pat.
No. Well, we do it together. Joe and I do it together, and it's certainly a challenge, and you've got to both be on the same page, I think. How do you go with that, like parenting and then running the business as well, and sharing responsibilities with your wife and all that sort of stuff? How do you go with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my wife is the pillar of mental strength with what she's been through. The adversity, I can't even say the word, but what she's been through.
Yeah,
she's,
adversity, I think is the word.
Yes, that's the one. Yes. But what she's been through and everything, and to have a brave face and get through the other side. She's very strong in that regard, and it's good for me as well, because if I'm having one of those days, like I just had one on Monday, and I'm just like everything's hopeless, then she's always there for me, which is awesome. So
that's really good.
Yeah.
That you guys really support each other, which is really good.
Definitely. Yep.
Does it do you, I guess, drip feed any mental health and wellness down to your staff, or do you implement any of it at work?
No, but it's a great idea, and it's one of those things like there is that disconnect with the employer and the employees. So, when I'm going through struggle, it's very hard for me to explain that to an employee.
Yeah,
but
of course.
yeah, it's something I do want to implement with having toolboxes, and maybe we could have someone that's a mental health guru or something like that help as well, because that's what I forget sometimes is that the employees they're probably going through some stuff themselves,
Right.
and it's hard for me to go, hey, how are you going?
Yeah.
And they just say, yeah, great.
It also opens up that conversation that you can have a bad day as well. Not everything's going to be good, and talking about it as well.
Yeah.
I know blokes do usually struggle to talk about it, not put in an umbrella over everyone, but you got to create a safe space as well, which is really important.
Definitely.
It's hard up on the roof, mentally, physically.
It is.
So,
yeah. And the toll it takes on your body, and then they have a big day one day and then rock up at work at 7 o'clock in the morning and they're feeling really sore and tired, you know. It's probably something we could get better at. I think everyone could implement something for that. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to chat with you off air because we remember we spoke about in our episode.
I do remember it.
We implemented a bit of a community program, and there's 3 different sectors. So there's wellness, community, and environment, and there's one person from each. Well, I guess from one. How am I trying to explain this? From each program, and we all work together, and then we facilitate events for the whole company to do with those 3 different topics. So it's been really good, and it's just gotten all the companies engaged, which is really good as well. So I'll share my secrets.
That'd be awesome. Love it. Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's good to do those sort of things.
Yeah.
Like you've definitely led the way with that sort of stuff, I reckon.
Yeah, you don't just want to come to work and work. You want to feel like you're contributing to something, whether it's, once a day we all walk around our block at Rayleigh Place with gloves and a rubbish, and we just pick up all the litter around it, and you feel so good. You're not doing much, but you're stepping away from your computer for 5 minutes, and you feel like you're doing good. You're having a mental break. You're looking after the environment, and it's really cool. So little things like that, I'll share.
I think I could learn a lot of ideas off you. That's great.
Yeah, it's
just
really
cleaning
cool.
up the neighbourhood. That's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the signage as well, that create goodwill. Yeah,
it's good.
That's a really good way of approaching it. I think that's cool.
Yeah, change it up.
Yeah. We've just been through like a mental health program at the Career Club. So I know that's where I spend a lot of my spare time. We've just done 3 sessions in December, January and February, probably 1-2 hour sessions with as many people at the club that wanted to be there. And yeah, it was quite good. It was quite good. Just getting together, just recognizing how you're feeling is one thing.
Yeah.
Recognizing it, and then maybe even naming how you're feeling, and which helps as well. And then being able to put things in place to stop things getting out of hand when you start having those feelings come back, and putting things in your toolkit ready for it happening again, because it's going to, we're going to keep going through these struggles. I think, like you said before, it's a bit of a work in progress. You got to keep on top of these things.
It is. And if you look 20, 30 years ago, like at our previous generation, they didn't feel it was okay to speak up, or they just turned to alcohol or, worse things than that, than to deal with it. And we all know how that'll end up. So,
yeah, I think we're definitely getting better at it. Like I look at, when I was sort of in my early 20s, and you wouldn't really talk about this sort of stuff. I think we've come a long way, which is good. Just recognizing it and doing stuff about it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's scary, but you got to face it head on.
Yeah.
With good people as well.
Yep. And it's okay to let it out. That's the biggest thing.
Absolutely. Yep. Have you noticed any of your staff go through any mental health issues or toll with the whole backstop?
Yes. I thought you would never ask. Melinda is my mum and she does all the admin at the moment. She came on board a couple of years ago after our other admin.
Mum.
Yeah. Well, our other admin left right before Christmas, and we were like, oh my God, who are we going to get? And then Mum was and then Mum's like, I asked her and she said, yep, come on board. But I don't think she knew what she was getting into at that point. But she's been great. It's great to have someone that's reliable and you can trust. But boy, the backstop thing, that's really, speak of mental health, that have pushed a few buttons. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's been tough, hasn't it? How's your team dealing with it? Like, are you guys on top of stuff? You got applications or connections that You're having trouble getting through? Like, you're the same as everyone else, or you?
Yeah, same. I feel like it's getting slightly better, but
Yeah.
I've told my mum, I shouldn't say Belinda, to just like keep it as a secondary thing. So keep touch on it. Don't feel like it's obviously the client wants to sign off and everything like that. But if we send an email with something wrong to AusNet, it's going to be a 2-week wait for them to email back. So yeah, the other distributors are really good, but not.
Yes.
Can I say that?
No, absolutely you can. I have to ask, do you call her mum at work, Belinda?
No, I don't. And look, it's a hard one because it's a different dynamic. But like if it's with clients and stuff like that, I'll say Melinda because it's got to look professional.
Yeah, of course.
As well. So yeah,
Does she tell you what to do?
Not really. She picks up on things that I don't pick up on, and she's like, "Oh, should we do this?" And I'm like, sometimes I think it's her just worrying too much. But it's a good
go, mum.
It's a second over, like because you can be so busy and miss things as well. So it's really good team.
That must be so nice.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah. So yeah, it's exciting.
That's funny actually. Like, as I work with Joe as well. I don't call her Joe either. I never call her Joe. But I'm not going to. From the top of the roof, I'm not going to go, darling, can you can you just foot the ladder for a sec? Like,
when I go out on site, I get called doll.
That's really 80s, isn't it?
No, I actually love it though, because I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Yep. It's all good, doll.
Yeah.
Like, you have to call me doll.
I don't know if I'm going to call you doll. I don't know about that. I don't know. Is that, unless you like that, is that what you want to be called?
No, you can call me whatever you want. You can call me Loz. Site name.
Well, the most awkward thing is the emails to my mum for work-related things. I don't know whether to say hi, mum, at the start of it, or so I just put hi or hello. But
just keep it neutral.
Trivial stuff,
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a good team to build around. I'm in the office, and then we probably need another admin right now, or an operations sort of person coming into the space in the next year or so. Yeah,
to do more backstop.
No, hopefully not.
No,
hopefully that's solved.
Easier.
Bloody hell.
It's getting easier.
Well, we're in right smack bang in all the distributors, so our job's a mixture. The same as yours as well. Yeah, so it's just like
roll the dice.
Yep, you roll the dice, but you can't be across it. Like even like with Gemini, if you go over 10 kilowatt and have battery, they want you to do this whole thing, and sometimes
I still haven't had one in Gemini. I'm yet to experience it.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Is that like if it's over 10 kilowatts, there's like a $600 application? Is that right?
I think more. I think.
Is it? I heard this week. I didn't know that. I heard that this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
We found out the hard way last year. It was our first one, and I didn't quite for that, obviously, to have that included. And then all the work I had to do with SLD diagrams and all this other stuff that they wanted, I thought that we're building a spaceship or putting solar on it. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that's fine. Always add more to your quote if you're going over 10 kilowatt.
Yeah.
Gemini. Yeah.
Interesting. Sure. I'll mention that next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't do much work in Gemini, would you?
I've got one. I'm just waiting for the CS to come through that we did the other week. But I'm a bit nervous. It's such a small little community, so you get heaps going around City Power.
Yep.
And Power Core, but they have been great. So.
Yep. And they own United as well, which is great too,
which are always really good.
Yep.
I think I had about 26 come through on Monday for AusNet. It's a big development in Olio for one of our builders, and I saw them just keep coming through. And I just was like, breathe all AusNet. I'm like, oh my gosh!
It's hard to just stick to just thinking about one at a time, isn't it? When it happens, isn't it? Yeah, you want to.
Yeah, I honestly just kept seeing them get it. I don't know if you guys use Outlook in the corner and it pops up.
Yeah.
See it. Like,
constantly distracted.
No, it's good.
Well, it's never been harder to install solar. It's fair to say.
Pretty much.
So, but I look at the good things, like it has sort of filtered out the companies that probably aren't as a good level as where they should be as well.
That's what we were saying before.
We've spoken about this a bit. Yeah.
We need it. We need it in the nicest way possible. We need it to get a bit of clean out every now and then.
Yep. There's a lot of saturation. You only have to go on Facebook and you've got so many different companies popping up.
And now it's happening with the heat pumps though.
Yes.
So it's actually really worrying. We went and saw a builder the other day and he saw the hot water on my car, the sticker. He said, oh, you guys do hot water? And we said, yeah, we do this, blah, blah, blah. And then he was talking to me about all these brands. I won't mention them. And I just thought, oh my gosh, is that what you've been quoted? I haven't even heard of them, and it's pretty worrying. You look them up, and they've been out of business for a year or something. I'm thinking, this can't be flooding our market again. So,
So it's similar heat pumps. It's the similar sharks.
Yeah,
they're just seeing the rebates, and they're just like, we'll jump in on this. We'll get in on this.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's the hard thing when you're talking to a client, they've got a cheap quote from someone like that.
Yeah.
Why would they spend 2, 3 or whatever, how much it is extra on us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
That's the
Yeah.
thing. That's what you've got to sell to them, isn't it?
Yep.
That's, not always all about price, that's for sure.
No, but
It almost certainly never is all about price. Like it's
the value as well.
It's a value.
But sometimes, the poor man pays twice, the old saying there.
Yeah.
So some people have to just find out the hard way, which is
I tell you what, in the
sucks.
builder market, it is definitely about price.
Yeah.
are-
Oh, for sure. Builders,
it's
I
not
know.
about volume,
It's
and
just
they
cutthroat.
Yeah.
it's just
really
a
hard.
7-star rating. They just put whatever
Yeah.
up. I don't care.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit worrying.
Yeah. So do you reckon just go back to with the cheap companies that are doing these really cheap systems, do you reckon there's going to be some that'll get to thrive in this environment where it's going to be harder because they don't pay much anyway. So they're just going to tighten the strings even more, tighten how much they pay their staff even more, and still offer a terrible service. But because they don't seem to care about Google reviews and those sort of things.
No, they just pop up Queen Street office somewhere.
Yeah.
And then last 2 years suck the money out
And
and
then
disappear.
in and out, yeah.
They don't really care about profit and loss sheets. I think it's just more the money coming in and
Money
stuff
coming
to- Yeah.
Interesting.
So it'd be good if there was a way to filter that out, but there's probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's difficult. We're in a free market. It's,
Yes.
it's hard to regulate that sort of stuff.
But I think the harder it is, the way it is now, it's a good thing. You know? So
Yeah.
the good operators will thrive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. All right. Well, what about where do you see the market going the next 4 or 5 years, Brad? What do you reckon? We've now got to a stage where solar's at about, I think, 40% of rooftops. That sound about right? I think.
Yeah, probably the highest penetration
In the world,
isn't it?
I'd say in the world, rooftop we would have the highest penetration
Yep.
in the world. If not, we're first or second or whatever, right up there.
Yep, just the batteries lagging.
Yeah.
Still lagging.
You're getting much of an attachment rate with your batteries now when you sell a system?
Yeah, we're definitely selling more batteries than we ever have, and
Yep.
that's usually a combo with the solar at the same time. So yeah, that's a big ticket at the moment. So go in there, put a 10 kilowatt system on with 10, 13 kilowatt hour batteries being
awesome.
a popular one. But yeah.
Yeah.
Products do you usually work with?
We try and stick with, the main players like Fronius,
Yep.
Tesla, Enphase, those sort of products. But obviously you've got to have a budget solution. So SunGrows and stuff like that is probably where we drive. But we're trying to stick with a select group because if you offer everything, it's just too hard.
It's
So,
way too hard, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. We haven't tried SIG Energy recently, which was pretty good. But
I'm interested in this. What do you reckon?
yeah, can I be honest?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, as long as you got your own lawyer.
Yeah.
But no, I think people want to hear
Everyone's gonna have a different experience
yeah,
with
that's
it,
it,
though,
different
so-
experiences. And yeah. What did you think of SIG? Is it hard to install? Is it easy to install? What did you reckon?
Yeah, look, we only installed the three-phase version
Yep.
because the single phase isn't approved yet on
Yeah,
distributors.
that's right. Yep.
Yeah, but the installer feedback, my head installer said that don't offer this ever again.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Yeah,
Wow.
but yeah, I think maybe that we might require a bit more training with that because when we throw new products like that,
Yep.
it was a good product in the sense that the monitoring app and everything was fantastic.
Yep.
The product looks awesome. It's great, but I think installation-wise, it's so different to installing a Tesla Powerwall, and I think that's where it threw us there. So I saw that as, okay, next time we get a new product in, maybe we need to go through.
training behind it,
Yeah, which he did the training day, which was good, and I think is it Will? I think that's the managing director. He
Yeah,
does
I
the
think it's
training,
Will.
which is
Yep.
good. Yeah, so yeah, I think again, it goes back to the solar industry. You've got to sort
Yeah.
of go through it to
Yeah.
learn it, sort of thing. But yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a great product. Can't fault it. But installation wise, it was a bit difficult.
Bit curly.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah.
No, I think you're safe there. You won't need a lawyer for that.
Yeah.
I think you're okay with that.
Well, yeah, we can have another podcast in a year time, and I'll say how good it is.
From the jail cell, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
hard to be across every product.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Battery wise, Tesla is 90% what we put in. So yeah, it was a bit of a different thing for us.
You on a Powerwall 3 yet?
Yes, we've done one, but not through SolarVic because obviously
Yeah,
it's
of course.
a brick wall moment. And I keep calling, I think it's Paul from SolarVic. He's probably annoyed with me now, but I think Tesla's just not playing ball by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
So we've been pretty much told to not offer it now if it's through SolarVic.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
is disappointing because it is a really good product. It's awesome. So
Yeah, it is a bit frustrating that there can't be some sort of common ground reached with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last I heard, ESV were part of the conversation as well.
yeah.
So
And I think it's all due to the switchable power rating. So
Yeah.
that's the only problem. So I don't know why we can't just have a fixed rating first, 5 kilowatt or 10 kilowatt, and just play ball with that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was the easy solution.
yeah, exactly. And I went out and sold probably 5 to 6 systems like that, and they've been waiting for a while. I stupidly offered it pretty early on when it was first released.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Well, to be fair, I think we all thought it would be sorted out by now. Like these things. Well, I don't think. Did this come? This came up as a problem, didn't it? I think it was. Well, I'm not 100% over this, but it was released. It's on the CEC list, isn't it? I think it's on the CEC list, but not on the Solar Vic list. Is that right?
something like that. But I think the rating it's on as 11 kilowatt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can switch them between, can't you?
Yeah. So Tesla, God bless them with their, creativity, creating something like that that's different, but they haven't thought about the Australian market or Victoria. Yeah. Which Paul from Solar Vic made a good point that it's a really good testing ground for them to pass here, because then the rest of the world, they won't have any other problems because we're so thorough down here. So
Interesting to see what happens with this. Are you still doing Powerwall 2s?
Yep. Yeah. Power 2. They're great. Yeah. So I'm disappointed that they would discontinue it, I think is the word, at the end of the year. They should keep that going in tandem.
I think production has stopped.
Oh, wow.
So it's just whoever's
left.
Yeah, whatever's left.
So we'll have to start hoarding them in the factory. Yeah.
Hopefully not like the Powerwall 3s.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any of your customers go on to like VPPs or anything like that? Like, do you get involved in any of that sort of stuff, or?
No, look, I always get calls about that, or you go to All Energy, there's always like millions of stalls.
You're
about
always
that.
there. Yeah.
I just don't see it working. Like, I mean, you've got Amber Electrical, which is really good if you have the battery and everything like that. So they've got the wholesale rate; they can do some stuff with that. So, yeah, not a big fan.
No, fair enough.
We offer Origin Loop.
Oh, okay. Is that VPP?
Yeah, VPP. So we offer that. Most of our builders are connected with Origin as well. So it's a really easy segue if they do want to sign up. They just let them know. Obviously, the battery has to be approved, and in their handover pack, they'll get a separate document to say if their battery is approved for the Origin VPP, and then go from there.
Yep. And there's obviously benefits with that.
So customer gets a sign-up bonus, so do we, and they get a pretty cool deal as well. So
beautiful.
Yeah, look into it.
Yeah, we should definitely. Yep.
Yeah, very good.
Awesome.
No, that's good. So what do you reckon? We sort of touched on this before. What do you reckon the rest of the year is going to hold? Like, what do you got planned for the rest of the year? Is it going to be much like last year for your business?
Yeah, I think it's going to be better. Like going back to before, like the rate cuts coming in, there's more confidence. Everyone's used to that base level of what happened the last year or two as well. So it can only get better unless, something happens, touch wood. Nothing else happens economically. But yeah, I think it's going to be strong, and I think it's a good time to grow now. We've been through, a time where it's just good to stay sort of plateaued in growth. But I'm excited to grow the business and help more people as well, and really fine tune the business, and which is good for my employees and myself and the clients. Yeah.
Yay. Good year.
Yeah. Woohoo.
You got any thoughts or comments on a potential change of government, or if the government stays, or maybe we might have a minority government with a whole lot of teal independence? Who knows? What, you got any thoughts on that? You worried about if the Liberals get in, or you think? Well, with our industry, I'm talking like.
Yeah. I was a little bit worried about that because I like Liberals, everything to do with Liberals except for their renewable policies.
Yep.
But I did reach out to Michael Suko, who's our local member, because I sent him a few Facebook messages every now and then. I'm like, what's going to happen with renewables if you get in? And he assured me that they want renewables to stay and keep growing, but they need.
Can you get him to tell Dutton that?
Yes. Well, I can't speak to Dutton.
No, I understand.
Ask him, but
no, I understand.
That was reassuring because they just want to have a base load, that's their discussion. But I don't agree on that because if you start nuclear, it's going to take years to come online. So
you got to have a good mix of everything.
Yeah, you do.
Can't just can us completely.
Yeah. But I also think like everyone's carrying on about like outages and not enough things happening. They've been saying that for a few years now, and it hasn't really happened yet. But maybe it's later. But
what you mean with renewables?
Renewables, yeah. They talk about how we've focused too much on renewables and not enough base load, and we're going to have outages this summer, and then they don't happen. Like I don't know.
I think that's a big political game with the whole ideology of whether you have, large scale versus solar versus small scale solar, and whether you have like your baseload power, and because once you do have that base load type set up like we have now, if you have, I suppose the way it's been, in the last 50 years or so, people that can't really, in their houses or in their businesses, can't really control what's going on. So if you now give them the chance with solar to be able to control how much they produce, or if they've got batteries or whatever, takes that control away from the ones who own the base load. So
that's true. Yeah. And that's the way we should be heading is, everyone have their own generational capacity and like get EV cars to be able to reverse charge into your house and all that stuff would be great. Yep. So the battery's the missing link. It's the rubber band for the distributors as well.
Yep.
With all their issues they're having with high voltages and different things. So it'd be good to see that move that way because we've had so much progress the last few years. It'd be a shame to back that off, and just keep going.
All right, good stuff. All right, do you have any closing comments for us, Brad, before we wind up this conversation? Yeah.
No, look, thanks for having me on. It's awesome. I love all the work you're doing because, that first episode you had with the backstop, you're making a lot of impacts with people that struggle with things at times. So, hopefully it gets a lot better from here. But I think you're a voice for the industry now, which is good. And I think a lot of people listen to you and it's therapy for us, basically. So well done.
It's good. It's good, Boz.
Yeah. Do you want to share us your handle, Instagram handle, website, socials, anything?
Don't know it off the top of the head, but you can Google Teaslec, teaslec.com.au. Yeah, so you'll find us there, and we've got lots of Google reviews there. You can look at 5 stars.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Seen you doing a few things on LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, LinkedIn, a little bit of that. So really ramping up the networking lately because I was saying before how I probably neglected that most of the time, but I've realised how important it is. Going to All Energy and chatting to people in the industry. Andy McCarthy was really good to sort of have him mentor me for a little bit as well, which was great just to see how he did it. So yeah, it's really important. Yeah,
that's good. No, good stuff. All right, no worries. Well, thanks very much, Brad, for coming in. Appreciate you coming in, sharing your story, offering some advice for people. I think that was really nice, and appreciate the time on the episode. It was really good.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you. I learned a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. All right, no worries. All right, well, we'll go to our next break, and when we come back, Lauren and I will wrap the show up with a bit of stuff that's been going on over the last week or so.
Let's do it.
We'll be back in a minute.
Hey solar installers, struggling to keep up with CPD requirements? At Southwell Solar Training, we're here to make it simple. Our online courses are designed to give you the knowledge you need without the sales pitch. With an affordable subscription, you'll unlock access to our growing library of technical courses, covering everything from inspecting older systems to spotting installation defects. Learn at your own pace, earn CPD points, and stay ahead in the industry. Join us today and start learning smarter, not harder. Visit www.southwellsolartraining.com.au and get your CPD the easy and affordable way.
And we are back. We just wish farewell to Brad, who was an amazing guest. I learned a lot about him.
Yeah, he's quite interesting, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stories he had. And he's running an electrical business, which is hard anyway. Solar is even harder again. And yeah, it sounds like he's gone through a few struggles, but seems to be like as on top of it as you can be, which is cool. So yeah, no, he was a good guest. Appreciate him coming in.
Thanks, Brad. Can't believe you're 34, 35.
No, that's cool. So what's been happening this week, Lauren? We got a bit of stuff happening with Backstop again.
Yes, we had a little win yesterday. I think it was, or the day before it was announced about legacy systems.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
well done to you and all the advocacy. You're a team now. I'm just sort of on the outskirts of it. Yeah, so that's really good. Legacy systems now not required. Yeah.
Yep. So it's only for new inverters that come into play.
Yep.
Which is totally fair enough. But that's huge. That's a very small step in the right direction, or big step, I should say.
Yeah.
But it's good that 3 of the DNSPs have come to the party. 1 still not.
What are we supposed to do about this? Like, there just seems to be this constant one that's not,
they aren't playing ball.
Not playing ball. Yeah.
I will say though, I had 3 AusNet systems commissioned successfully this week, which was really cool. That was a big win. Still not getting too many replies, but I guess their portal is starting to work. I don't know if other people are having the same success I am. I'm pretty hot on it. I do it every morning. So I definitely recommend everyone jumping on. And if you can, try and jump on early in the morning. I know we shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But try and jump on when the servers aren't overloaded. Definitely recommend doing that.
So it helps. You reckon it's helping in the morning?
Yeah, I think so. I usually get in about 6 o'clock. So it's one of the first things. Well, as soon as there's a bit of daylight.
Yeah.
I try and run the test. So maybe, try that, everyone. But yeah, it seems to be getting better. We're definitely getting heard.
Yeah.
We've got a meeting next week with a few DNSPs, which is really good. Again, step in the right direction. So they're trying to work with us, which is good, not just leaving us in the dark. And they want to know the issues. They want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
They sent through a bit of an email saying what they want to speak about.
Yeah.
And I just sent back this huge email and say, well, here's what I want to speak about and here's what's happening. So yeah, hopefully we'll go over and get a few more answers.
With a bit of luck, I really hope it starts to iron out a bit more. You still reckon what Matt said's right? 6 months? Do you reckon? I reckon we're going to be better than that. It's hard to tell, isn't it?
I think 6 months is actually spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, for 3 of them anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's a lot of hard work being done out there by a lot of people on this. So whoever's been involved, you should be really proud of yourself. And whoever's dealing with connections, you should also be really proud of yourself.
It's something that's had a conversation with someone throughout the week and maybe sort of think of things in a slightly different lens, right? So we're going to get through all of these things and there's going to be, the conversation's going to evolve into different parts. Once we get the DNSPs more on board and working with us and all those sort of things, they're going to be looking at enforcement, right? So this is the thing with the ones who are just zero exporting their systems now and connecting to the network when, in a way that they shouldn't be. What do you reckon the DNSPs are going to do once they find out these installers have been connecting zero export? Like, I've got an idea what I reckon they're going to do. Well, they're going to blacklist installers and say, well, you're not connecting to our network. We don't want.
You reckon?
Well, I don't know. What else can they do? If this is the thing, they don't seem to be quite too flexible with how they're dealing with this.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from with that, but I do think there will be a very, very long paper trail of DNSPs not helping us in regards to this. And I mean, it's one thing to blacklist an installer if they do go down that path or fine them, whatever it is. But if you've got paper trail and emails that you're trying to contact them and you're not getting the help or coming to the party. This sort of goes back to all the stuff that we mentioned with RIA, doesn't it? Yeah. Like all the documentation creates the picture. Yeah, it creates the picture of what's going on. So I agree with that. I think if there is a paper trail where they've been trying to connect, it's going to be very hard to have hard enforcement against those installers. But what about the ones that are blatantly just like going, well, I can't be staffed. I'm not. What I'm trying to say is it sends a signal, I think, if you think about it now, it sends a signal to those people to go, you really need to be trying to get on. Yeah, you need at least
because this isn't going away. Yeah. Like this is here to stay, this backstop stuff. So. I
mean, is it going to be bad if people don't connect to the grid? The feed-in tariffs are getting worse.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure you should say that. Speculate those sort of things. You're right. The feed-in tariffs are almost non-existent now.
It's almost not there. So, I mean, it's also educating customers on that side and going, yeah, I know. I feel you. I do feel you, but
then again, like you might have like, if they're going to be going with places like Amber or other virtual power plants and then, looking to discharge their batteries back out into the grid at peak times, you might get paid a decent amount for that then when you expose yourself to the wholesale market. But I don't know. I actually don't know that much about that. I've just learned a few things about listening to other podcasts with how that all works.
I mean, it's interesting. There are a lot of 2 kilowatt systems going out there and it's almost easier for installers just to do that low static export and say this can't be connected to Wi-Fi because the system will probably never produce a lot. So There's that to think about as well.
Yeah.
There's
There's a lot more to happen in this space, that's for sure.
Yep.
Well, thanks for the work you're doing again, because it's been probably a pretty busy week for you doing it all.
Yeah, it has been pretty gnarly. Just been trying to speak to as many people as possible, and just it's not just happening for us at Six Star. It's happening for a lot of people out there.
Yep.
Whether they've got a company with 5 people or 50 people, everyone's been affected by this. So.
Absolutely. Well, let's also hope when we call up some of the DNSPs, we don't just get, crickets. Should I do it?
Do it.
All right. So we.
Oh, that is great.
All right. Well, I've been waiting to do that for a few episodes now. Didn't know if I would do it or not, but I have done it.
I think we should try call Oznet and then we'll let her answer. Oh gosh, we're gonna have some fun with that.
Oh no. I've got a few more zingers coming. Whenever we say something funny, it'll be. Okay. All right, I'll stop now. I will stop now. All right.
So yes, big week. That was a big win. What about you? Any wins for you this week?
Getting close to the end of the cricket season. So as far as I'm concerned, just getting a little bit more of my time back, which has been good. But yeah, no, I found still really busy. I'm really busy. There's a lot of inspections happening. It's just extremely busy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure next week we've got something like 22 stage 1s.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Happening.
That's
That's
a lot.
a lot, yeah. And then 4 stage 2s.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening, stage 1 is the panel installation and cable roughing, and then stage 2 is the inverter fit off and commission in the builder market. So yeah, we're pumping. We're booked out until maybe the middle of March.
Yeah, right. Well, that's good. Well, this is sort of coming around. So today we're recording this on the last day of summer. In Melbourne. You can really start counting on the weather to be good in March. Usually you'll get a couple of rainy days every now and then, but generally speaking, it's quite warm, sometimes not as hot, and you just get nice blue sky, sunny days most of the time. So you can sort of count on that in March.
Fingers crossed, keep the rain away, because I just realised I don't think I counted for a rain day. Awesome.
No, that's all good. And we're about to release another course as well, which is cool. So yeah, anyone who wants to do that, jump on that. It's our second one about visual defects. So just put that one together. Got it approved by SAA. So that's fun. Getting another one out there. So that'll be course number 8.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that was a bit of a win for us this week to get all that approved, and they've been really good to deal with SAA. I think they've got their process for the CPD applications down really well. They've got a portal open now, and they've been really good. So take my hat off to them for that. And I also just found out apparently I am speaking at the conference in Sydney. I didn't even know.
Yes.
I got an email. They sent me an email saying, we're going to give you a spot to someone else if you don't get back to us. And I'm like, I didn't know I was asked.
That is great. What day?
I'm not sure that was in the email. I think it's a session that's, I'm pretty sure it's an all-female panel except me.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure. It was, I think it was chaired by Sam Craft, and there was someone from the CER.
Awesome.
And I'm not sure. I'd have to check. I've only read the email once.
Hell yeah.
So
that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. Any session that Sam Craft's going to be chairing is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Wealth of knowledge she is. Been around the industry a long time. Extremely smart. So.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know what day. I hope it's not the same time you're speaking.
I think I'm on the 10th.
You're on the 10th.
I'm on the 10th. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't got the full details of it, but I've said yes to it. So.
Yep. Well, whatever happens, we're going to go up there, do a podcast up there. That's going to be heaps of fun.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good couple of days.
Absolutely. Cool. All right. Well, I think that just about takes us to the end.
Cool.
We're just about finished. So thanks again for Brad Teasdale for coming in. Awesome chat.
Thanks, Brad.
Till next week. We've got to organise our guests properly for next week.
I've got one in mind.
Yeah, I know. We'll have a chat about that afterwards and we'll get this sorted out because I reckon that'll be a good one. So we'll keep that under our hat for now. And surprise run next week.
I actually think we might be doing a Thursday.
It could be a Thursday one. I think it could be a Thursday one.
Because it is International Women's Day on Friday. So my team and we will be at the Master Builders International Women's Day event we're sponsoring.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. It'll be a good day.
That'll be a great day.
Yes, absolutely. I'm hoping there's going to be wine in the morning. But we'll see.
Good stuff. All right, no worries.
Cool.
Well, thanks again, Lauren, and everyone else. We'll see you next time on next episode.
See you next week.
Bye.